All right. 2006 Pontiac as, what is this thing? Torrent, and it's the same as the Equinox. And we're doing a heater core. And we started with the console. So where's my flashlight? There's a push pin there. There's a screw here. There's also a screw there. Then you come around to here, and the same on the other side. And then there's this cover that covers the back here. You gotta pop this piece off. It's just clipped on. Once it clips on, you have all your clips for all your window switches and whatnot. This one was the hardest one to get out. It's got a weird flip, like a cam lock, but we got it out. And once you get that out, flashlight again, there are screws here and here. You can see that. Screws go here and here. And there's screws that go here and here. And then these sides actually will come off now. So once we get those sides off, we'll carry on. Alright, so on the driver's side, you gotta take this panel off. There's a couple bolts that go underneath the panel. And then when you get that off, there's a couple of bolts hidden up here that takes the sides off. But yeah, see what GM's orange coolant does to aluminum? Eats it. I've never seen green coolant do that, but whatever. Alright, so you have to take this out, or at least lift it up, to get the side panels out. They won't slide back far enough. So, if I can get under here to show you. If you can see inside, see that little hole right there? That's where a screw goes. There's one on this side too. I think you have to take the seats out to get them. I used a quarter drive 7mm and a universal and messed around for a while because I didn't want to take the seats out right away, unless I absolutely had to, which I haven't had to yet. And then if you go back to the back here, down in the bottom here, there's 4 bolts that hold the back in. 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. And those are 13mm. And that gave me just enough room to tilt this thing up to get the side panels out. And we'll carry on. So now we're going to take these shifter cables off. Try to do this and have the camera in my hand. You got a little lever here you push and pull up like that, and that one's already up. A little pry bar here. Oh, where are we? I don't know if you can see it in there. Camera, flashlight. Just get in behind here. Pry bar. Let's see. Just pop it out. Let's see if that's the same way on the other side or not. On this side, it's going to be different. Get back to you after I figure this one out. Alright. It looks harder than it actually is. Come on, flashlight. You just gotta hold the back so it can't move. Just with the camera in my hand. And just push straight back. Clips. Sorry about the camera. Okay, so yeah, I got ahead of myself a bit. Alright, so we unbolted the bolts that were still available, because there's 2 bolts over there that are just corroded to hell. They're still down there. That's all part of the pedestal from the shifter. So the shifter's out. And we took the radio out. It's fairly straightforward. And where else? Okay, so on either side it clips on, and the clips are a pain in the ass to get out. I had to pry the heck out of it. And then on the bottom, inside the glove box, there's 2 push pins that go in here and here. The bezel around here pretty much just clips on. And then the whole middle part of this dashboard, it clips from the top. Clips from the top, but you have to lift this up, undo all these screws all the way across, and then that piece will come out. And then when you get to the dashboard area, you want the dashboard out, you have to take out, there's 2 13mm bolts here, and then there is a 7mm in a hole covered here. And you gotta lean it down, twist it, and it'll pop out. And then this part here will actually, you pull it forward, or sorry, toward you, and it'll unclip from there. And then you can get the the dashboard apart. And around the column here, there is 3 5mm screws I had to take out from around the column. And there is a sensor over in the corner, who knows what for, maybe a light or something. It needs to be unplugged before you pull the dash out as well. And then same thing on this side. And the clips on the other side, there was like 4 clips on the side panel, and they were a cock to get out too. And we'll keep on going. All right, back again. The glove box had to come out. Again with the flashlight, you just gotta, let's see here, pull these pins on either side straight out, and they'll come straight out. And then there was the clips that come out of here. They just twist out, and then your glove box comes out. As you can see, there's a lot of screws we've taken out of this thing. 10mm bolts, 10mm nuts, 13mm bolts, and then most of these are 7. There was a couple 5s that were on the steering column cover. All right, so here's where it got tricky. There were 13mm bolts. Sorry, I'm looking at my flashlight. There were 13mm bolts back there. Those had to come out. There was another one there. It's a little bit of a pain, but you can get it out. There's another one down there. So this trim piece had to be pulled back. And then right, you can see where there's a like a welded stud. I actually had to put, was it 10 or 13? I can't remember, but I had to put it on from behind. I had to go in from underneath the glove box and undo a nut that went in behind there. But that was the only one that I had to do like that. And then that came out. And then you have to undo all the wires. The dash, or the cluster comes out. That's fairly simple. It was for 7mm. And then all the wiring has to come undone. There's the wiring here. There was a couple of, yeah. Alright, so yeah, so there was the bolts here for the fuse box that had to come undone, and then the wires that went on this side had to be undone. And yeah, just started unplugging wires. OBD2 plug had to be undone, and then all the way over here, you can't really see it, but there is a stud on the, you can't really see it with this flashlight, but there's a stud back there with a wiring, with a wire on it for the grounds. So you got to make sure you undo that. So we're getting there. Dash is out, so we're gonna carry on. Okay, this dash reinforcement. There are 3 bolts there. Back in here, there are 3 bolts there. There is a bolt there. I don't know if you can see that right in that area there. There's a bolt that bolts in from behind there. There's a 10mm bolt that bolts in right from behind on that vent. And then the one that kind of got me was right back in there. It was facing straight up. right on that bracket. That one kind of got us there. But yeah, so I didn't have to take those out on the right there, but I ended up taking them out anyways. And you can see the heater core, we are getting at it. The cover on the side is off, but still more to take out. But also, you have to take the steering column down. There's 2 bolts, one here and one here. There's a bolt there. It undoes from the opposite side. It's really long. Comes from the left side, pulls out. Then you got to undo all the plugs and harnesses, just enough to get the steering column to come down. There's a ton of plugs. Just make sure all the wires are out of the way. Okay, so we just laid that dashboard down over the top of the steering column. Now, because I haven't done this job before, we ran into a bit of a snag. We thought we had to take the box apart because we're trying not to undo the air conditioning, which we actually succeeded, but none of this box actually had to be unscrewed like we did through here. What actually had to happen is there is a vent that runs from the front underneath at the very middle of the heater box, and it runs underneath probably to the back of the truck. It's plastic. Heater vent, you can actually see where it sticks on right there. Right there. Well, we kind of forcefully popped that off, and as soon as we popped it off, after undoing the bolts that go around the outside edge, I didn't bring my flashlight with me, but anyways, there's 10mm bolts that run around the outside edge of this. And once you undo those, you have to undo the clamp on the air conditioner here just to give it a little bit more wiggle room, and the clamp on the air conditioner line here to give it more wiggle room. And then if you just have your friend, hopefully you have a hand, wiggle that out just enough to get the 2 heater hoses out past the heater box, and then you come over to this side, and if we can find the flashlight, there's a cover that covers this side of the heater box that you pull the heater core straight out. You can see the 2 holes where the heater core sits through, and then reverse the whole procedure. But this is what your vehicle is going to look like. So hopefully we can figure out where all the screws go back in. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, and hopefully this helps somebody.